Usher.
They talk about his
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh.
Goofy bitch.
Oh.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty? They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of Fuck Off, the kiddie edition. Get his ripped open. Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bali with another kiddie rape who works with the man, L.A. Reid, that sent you to the Diddy flavor freak off.
Not the flavor.
Now you got Justin Bieber breaking up relationships and shit. Suck Odell Beckham dick at the club, and the next thing you know, he don't even want Kim no more.
Hold on, everyone. There is a lot of drama. There's a big fight going on between music mogul Diddy and singer Jaguar Wright, and things are about to get really messy. Wright has been dropping bombshells about Diddy's shady business dealings in the industry. Wright, who has worked with Jay-Z and The Roots, is saying that Diddy is a straight-up Hollywood handler and accusing him of using and abusing young artists for his own gain. She's also saying that Diddy is involved in some dark Illuminati activities and human trafficking. This isn't the first time Diddy has been called out. Remember when his ex-girlfriend Cassie sued him for emotional and physical abuse? It looks like Diddy has a reputation for being a master manipulator who will do anything to keep his critics quiet. Hold on tight because this story is only just beginning. But don't worry, the tea is also just beginning.
Fucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it. Cause Al B. Sure just came out of his coma. I've been talking to Al and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text. Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, there's too many coincidences.
Too many.
Fuck you, honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too.
Mm.
And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
she was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut it from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month?
Mm.
What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit.
Mm.
Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now she was getting 2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
When Diddy found out about Jaguar Wright's shocking claims that he wouldn't let her get away with it, the media went crazy. It was a whole new level of media uproar. Big Boy came out. He denied all of Wright's claims and portrayed her as a bitter, broke singer who was only looking for attention. He even threatened to sue her for defamation, saying that her lies were hurting his image, which he had worked hard to build.
It's about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut. Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or...
Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
I mean... do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about T.D. Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for 100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you, bishop. And he said, and then the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, are we a church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is, that can be a very uncomfortable situation. We're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Fans were split. Some believed Wright and called for Diddy to be banned, while others stuck by him and accused him of being a clout chaser. The drama was all over the blogs and gossip sites, with everyone weighing in on who was telling the truth. Many comments and interviews were made by Diddy's team to try to clear his name, but the more he pushed back, the more people started looking into his past and burning up old accusations and rumors.
Looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she alleges that, Diddy, he'll get violent with her, and he'll get violent with any man that try to start a relationship with her.
Bruh. He know who to do that shit to. You understand what I'm saying? It's certain dudes that he'll do that to because he could get away with it quick enough, or he got somebody behind him, or he got some people there they no matter gonna take his weight for. There's only so far he gonna go himself. There's only so far he gonna go himself. So now, he gonna come at you hard, try to play it off. Because he know if he do anything and it comes back to him, it's a lawsuit. He slapped somebody, hit somebody, that's a payday for them. But he'll make up that whole atmosphere, and then he'll look at one of the bouncers or look at somebody a certain way, and they'll take over his mess. So, I could see him coming at somebody hard like that. But by itself, he ain't gonna bust a grape in a wine factory. But he don't have to.
Right. But I want to ask you, right? And I know you ain't signed it. I know you ain't signed an NDA, clearly. But did he make his artists sign NDAs and people that work for him?
Well, a lot of these rappers, a lot of these industry people, anybody who does business nowadays with the internet, they have NDAs, non-disclosure. That means that if you work for them, you around them, you can't disclose any of the information about them. It's the same thing that he gave to all his artists when he gave them their publishing back. I'm gonna give y'all publishing, but y'all can't talk about Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, Bad Boy, or anything that happened. Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think Danity Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too. Cause I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm gonna drug their ass off and pick them up and pip them out to my neck. He said, I'm gonna drug them out. I'm gonna get them all on drugs, and I'm gonna pimp their ass out to my neck. I was like, them somebody kids, and walked out. And it's somebody that heard me. It's somebody that heard me. I mean, well, it's not only somebody that heard me, it's somebody that I know who was in the studio at the time that happened, and I still talk to him today. And we were just talking about that the other day. He done moved back to Indiana. I don't know why. I'm gonna give you that one. He said he was gonna drug them all out and pimp them out.
Some industry sources even came forward to back up Wright's claims, saying that Diddy Shady's behavior was an open secret in the music world. The whole thing turned into a mess with no one knowing who to believe.
They told a story about Cassie. Someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking, he's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it.
Diddy's career took a big hit in the aftermath of the scandal. He lost endorsement deals and collaborations, and some musicians even refused to work with him. His name as a music mogul and businessman was tarnished, and he had to work overtime to try and rebuild his image. But even as the dust cleared, the questions lingered. Was Diddy really the manipulative mastermind that Wright made him out to be, or was she just a bitter ex-employee with an axe to grind?
Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead.
And real quick, I have to go back to the raid real quick with Diddy. His sons were there and he was not there at the houses. And he was quiet.
That was the worst part of that.
To see his sons being
How
hacked.
do you force your kids to do your perp walk? That was the worst part, and all I could think about was Kim and Misa.
The girls.
Just her son. He left their son to be walked out backwards on camera for the world to see. Thank God Kimura got the girls. Misa's son, Misa and Wolf's son,
Man,
and Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly,
After he was questioned by the feds.
after.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection right now. Which means his father ain't never gonna see him again.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass and because I'm gonna be in the courtroom for the Keffe D trial. If we get to the bottom of Tupac's murder, when that is finally revealed, 15 other murders will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keffe D's arrest for Tupac's murder?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings, Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what the fuck you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
With the last time you were on the couch, you had mentioned, and it's crazy that you say these things. You talk about Bad Boy. You speak on Heavy D. You speak on Albie Shore.
Yeah.
And you say like, look who's standing. And now Albie Shore is now, he's being cryptic. Not too cryptic, but he's now.
He's very cryptic.
He's very cryptic, but
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead. Allegedly. Imagine that. Imagine the nigga that your baby mom is fucking is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's gonna kill your child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly. Story in the Bible. 2 women had 2 babies. One woman went to sleep, rolled over on her baby, killed her baby. The other woman's baby was just fine. The woman whose baby died, she got up, she went and stole the baby from her roommate. Then they fought over who the mother was. They went before the king, King Solomon. He heard both sides of the story and said, give me a knife. Give me a sword. He got the sword and he was like, I'm gonna cut the baby in half and each of you can have a piece and then we'll be done with it. It was the real mother that said, don't harm that baby, she can have him.
Wow.
Why is nobody willing to accept, as monstrous as people are finding out that Diddy is now, that he wouldn't be willing to split Quincy in half? Because he would.
Yeah, he said some years ago, like during a TV show, that he would like harm his own mother to get what he wanted, or something along those lines. So,
Well, I don't blame him for wanting to harm that. She's his victimizer and his pimp. She is first pimp.
The truth may never be known for sure, but one thing's for certain. Diddy and Jaguar Wright beef will go down in hip-hop history as one of the most explosive feuds ever. Speaking of explosive, what's the latest news on Diddy and Jaguar Wright beef? You will believe what's been going down lately. The drama just keeps on coming with these two, and it's got the whole business buzzing.
Kept you alive and kept you safe. I will advocate for you. I'm with the shits. Fuck Honeycomb. But you are a victim. And I know that. Congratulations on surviving and congratulations on standing up. I'll advocate for you. Fuck that pussy and his little fucking dog.
Now you want to know what's crazy, Jaguar?
What?
I was, and I can just say it now because I'm not gonna do it. So why not just talk about it now? I had an offer to go over there to Revolt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep, I had an offer. They've been watching, and I was told that, hey, I can have you in a room with Puff tomorrow. And that just sounded crazy to me. That just like, you can have me in the room with him tomorrow. Like, what? Excuse me?
Like it's the grandest honor on earth.
You didn't say we could have a meeting to talk about XYZ. You didn't say we could. You didn't say nothing about business. You said, oh, I can have you in the room with him tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna have to do in this room?
I don't know. Ask Puff, he had to do it with Andre Harrell.
All I can do is suck my teeth. Then I was told we can make you the next Jason Lee. I ain't trying to be another Jason Lee.
Who wants to be Jason Lee?
You already got that. Why I need to come over there and do that?
Jason Lee barely needs to be Jason Lee himself.
Why y'all say the boom boom room? That is crazy.
Look, they can call it what they want to call it. Pound, town, city, whatever the fuck you want. I don't know. What I will tell you is there are too many people that I do not have direct connection to that are saying the exact same things that I started saying right here on this very channel 3 years ago. Period.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
And I think for that, I think a little reunion conversation is in order.
I think so too. I think it's time to run it back. Let's end it there. I'm gonna email you. All right.
Sounds good.
Take care now.
You do the same.
Bye-bye.
Word on the street is that things have gotten even messier since their original blow-up. Rumor has it that Diddy's been working hard behind the scenes to try and shut Wright up for good. Some say he's even been threatening legal action if she doesn't keep quiet. But Wright ain't backing down. She's still out here spilling all the tea on Diddy Shady's business methods and the way he treats his artists.
250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit $250K. $4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like, she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, I would never want that. But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
Hold that thought. Why do you think TD Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about TD Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for 100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you, bishop. And he said, and then the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, what? Are we a church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is, that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord. You know?
Amen.
The fans are eating it up. Social media is blowing up with people taking sides and throwing shade at both Diddy and Wright. It's a full-on war out there with no finish. Inside business insiders are watching closely to see how this whole thing plays out. Some are saying that if Wright's allegations are proven true, it could be a big blow to Diddy's empire. He's built his whole brand on being a boss and a kingmaker, but if it turns out he's just another shady industry player, that could all come crashing down. On the other hand, if Diddy manages to come out on top and clear his name, it could be a big win for him. He could spin it as a victory over a bitter ex-employee and use it to cement his position as untouchable. Either way, one thing's for sure, the music business is watching this whole thing closely.
And all these black running around marrying these, sitting there convincing other women to go chase a fag. Go get you. Look at my, it isn't he? Can you imagine if these told the truth about their relationships. I want you to meet my husband. He a Would you like to come over? I'll make cookies.
Now, Jag, you know.
That's what these is doing. Hey, young man, come on over. My husband just wants to touch you for a little while on camera. I promise you, you won't feel a thing. Sniff this.
Okay. So,
Really? You stand on red carpets with and you sell an image of lies. Then you influence the public and ask the public to covet and want your life. Who wants that? Who jealous of that? Bunch of whack too afraid to find a real man and real love. So you marry a for a Birkin bag and then turn your head while he's a bunch of kids. I don't feel sorry for none of you, bitch. Don't y'all sit around writing your books, telling your sob stories. He was a going in, you should have known he was gonna be a You married that and made babies with it. Look at Nicki Minaj. You got bitch and marrying level 3 sex offenders. And do you know since then, she done moved out. She don't live at the house they was living at no more. Kenneth there by herself. She literally got him a zoo. And she fills it with sex who don't mind rough sex. And she lives in another house with the baby. But he's supposed to be the primary custodian, which is why he ain't in jail where he's supposed to be, because he gotta take care of the baby. But the only thing he's taking care of is making new victims. Who watching Papa Bear? I thought that's why he was here. Speaking of missing children, Tasha K, where are your kids? Because word on the street is you ain't got time to raise children. We already know that girl is Sheck, baby. You ain't had that child in quite some time. And you sent little Teddy to Africa with your husband people. What? You a married woman and you ain't got time to raise your kids? But you want to talk about mine all day, huh? That boy is under 10 years old being raised by Africans that you don't really know. For all you know, that little boy is playing in a pile of monkey shit right now. You don't know. Wrestling with rhinos shit. You don't know. Where your kids, bitch? You busy running around trying to blackmail Kevin Hart for cheating on his wife when we all know he likes penis? Maybe you would have got that $250 if you would have told the truth. But you want to hold him to the fire over some shit you know ain't real. That ain't real. His mail order Bangkok bride. While he's looking so safe, laying in the Rock's arms, being cradled like a baby. What you mean?
Okay. You
want to expose that he cheated on his wife with a man that would have sold. I ain't getting no fuck about no fake. Tell us the real. You supposed to be Tasha K. You supposed to have all the wine And the wine. Tell him he's a f***ing bitch.
So
I'ma need to smoke. I gotta take my meds.
yeah, hold on, wait. I gotta ask you, Jag, real quick.
33% THC. That's my medicine.
We're gonna take a little break. Oh, but hold on, wait, real quick. I have to ask because you mentioned sex workers.
Yeah.
And that word is getting thrown around a lot lately. And we see that 50 Cent is going at Diddy because his baby mother, I believe Daphne, is listed in a lawsuit as a sex worker for Diddy.
She a hooker, Diddy Bob.
Oh, man.
If Wright's claims are substantiated, it could lead to a big reckoning for a lot of powerful players who've been accused of similar behavior in the past. We could see a whole new era of accountability and transparency, with artists and workers feeling more empowered to speak out against abuse and exploitation. But it's not going to be easy. There's a lot of money and power at stake here, and the business has a long history of protecting its own. For now, all we can do is sit back and watch as this story unfolds. One thing's for sure, the Diddy and Jaguar Wright fight is far from over. Who knows what bombshells might drop next? All I know is that I'll be here with the popcorn ready to spill the tea as soon as it happens. Stay tuned, y'all. This is one ride you won't want to miss.
The night before we did the interview, somebody hit us with a message, hunting jaguars, all this demonic shit, the Illuminati's coming to get you, Clive Davis is coming to get you, and you know, whatever. But it wasn't until we got sent another message from the same account, from the hotel right across from ours, and the shit was facing our hotel window.
So
actually, that was right before we left.
Got you.
Storm happened before we left. When we had to leave was when we did the Tasha K interview.
Got you.
And Storm wasn't supposed to get what he got.
Right.
But I gave it to him.
Right.
See, Tasha wanted him to fluff me up. She was supposed to get the big interview. But I gave it to him. I knew what I was doing. Because I wanted to see what the fuck she was really all about. You planted people in my life. You've planted people around me. Y'all doxed me. Then we went to Vegas. And that Toxic Diamond, who also worked for Tasha K. And all of this was leading up to surviving Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright is fighting tooth and nail for her life, and we know why. Still, she continues to speak her truth.
Has anything happened? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. Come on. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bull-ass motherfucking game with people that you love, that you like, you know, that you... Too many coincidences.
Too many. You
Honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too.
Mm.
And congratulations, young man. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
she was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the f is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like the fact that he, I'm just saying, the fact that he cut it from 500 to 200, who the f gives a shit 200K? Who 250K? Who turned it down to?
All this Diddy and Jaguar Wright drama just keeps on giving. Who knows what's going to happen next with these two? One thing's for sure, their careers are never going to be the same after this. Diddy's got a lot of damage control to do if he wants to keep his empire intact. Right, she's going to have to watch her back, because you know Diddy is not going to let her keep talking smack without consequences. But here's the real question: what do y'all think about all this? Is Diddy really the shady player that Wright makes him out to be, or is she just looking for her 15 minutes of fame? Sound off in the comments and let me know where you stand. And if you want even more tea on Diddy's dirty deeds, you got to check out my video on how 50 Cent exposed Diddy and Jay-Z's plot to take out Ken Porter. That's right, apparently the rap mogul were in on it together and is about to hit the fan. You don't want to miss it, so keep it locked right here for all the latest on the Diddy and Jaguar Wright saga. Because, as you know, I'll be here to spill the tea as soon as it drops. And trust me, this roller coaster ain't stopping anytime soon. Buckle up, y'all. It's going to be a wild ride.